Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a lovely Saturday here at the Jungle Temple in Costa Rica. I just wanted to take my followers, subscribers, friends, family, strangers, foreigners, aliens, whoever you are from wherever in the universe, through a rainy season morning here in Costa Rica, which are my favorite. Growing food is very important for water to be around at all times. Summer season is tough here, but now that it's rainy season, I get a lot of joy out of these post-storm mornings where it's still a bit overcast. I don't know if you could tell. We do have some blue skies, but you can hear some thunder in the background still, residual from last night. But what's really nice about this is I harvest fruit trees. So this is a manzana de agua, and this is a blue Java banana. And I harvest them in the afternoons usually, and I'm taking them to town this afternoon to give to a few friends. Look at that big, beautiful Guanacaste tree. By the way, that's the national tree of Costa Rica, and this lady is close to 600 years old, they said. So this was around during the times, the epoch that the Aztecs and Incans were crossing this area to do trade, which is so epic because this tree has memories of that, and now it has memories of me here. How cool. What an awesome library of plant neurology. But anyway, I wanted to show an alternative perspective because everybody's always showing beautiful beaches and sunsets, but not many people ever show an overcast post-rain morning. But these are my favorite days here. And what I do is walk around every morning, especially on days like this where it's cooler and I don't have to get out and get a lot of work done in the morning because the sun's gonna start blasting soon. I come and say hi to all the trees. So over my shoulder is a cacao. There's our little fountain that I don't use currently, but it's still beautiful. And there's another cacao and numerous fruit trees all around and flowers, pomegranate, guava. And of course, I'm fueling my morning with Magic Mind. I'm just gonna take a brief moment because this is my last day on my first 2 weeks with Magic Mind in my life, in my body, helping benefit me. And it really does. If anybody knows me and knows my lifestyle here, I am a coffee drinker. I am a coffee addict, actually. And since I've been drinking Magic Mind for the past 2 weeks, I haven't had to consume as much coffee because it gives me a nice boost, energy, focus, clarity, and a sense of well-being, which is the nicest part, where coffee, can make you jittery and it can make you high energy. It can make you unfocused sometimes if you consume too much, which I usually do. So this morning, on my walk around my beautiful property that I've been cultivating and curating for years, here's our cast tree. I'm bringing a bunch of these fruits to town today. I love the taste of this too. It's very sweet, but not over sweet. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. It reminds me of shots I used to take at Green Life Market in northern New Jersey. So there's another Guanacaste at the end of the property there. I'm gonna circle around so you see the borders of my property in the distance. And all the way down at the end, I don't know if you can see, there's like a little concrete structure that's a water tower. And this is the back line of my property, of which I've been lining this year with this tree, this little plant, which is called the yucca. If you guys are not familiar with yucca, it's a hyper nutritious root crop that is very similar to a potato, but larger and more nutritious, and in my opinion, more flavorful. Maybe because that's having a lifetime of potatoes, and now I have introduced to yucca for the past few years, and I am absolutely in love with it. Make love, one love. Big shout out to the Marley family, but also giant shout out to Magic Mind. One of their slogans, do more, stress less. And I will say, in the past 2 weeks since drinking Magic Mind, I have been super productive, definitely stress less, and I want to talk about that for a moment because it's very important. I had an incident happen And the only way I can term it is a modern term, a thing that happens to people called swatting. Somebody swatted me. And for those of you that don't know what swatting is, it's when somebody calls the police with a false report. So they lie to the police to get someone in trouble who is popular on social media typically. And I'm not that popular. I have just over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I've got a few thousand on Instagram and Facebook, but I'm not one of these, you know, Mr. Beast guys or a billion followers or 1 million subscribers. So it was really odd to me, and I took it personal. And I got upset because I'm new here. I'm trying to start a life here in a new country. I do nothing wrong. Literally, I'm not just saying that, but if you know me, I'm not a criminal of any sort. The most illegal thing I've ever done in my life was smoke weed, basically. But that's even legal now in the United States. I had a medical license, or not license, but medical card. So it threw me off. It threw me off my balance. And I'm normally a very balanced person, but I was emotionally upset when this happened because I was confused. I said, why would somebody do this to me? I've harmed nobody. I share food with everybody. I try to help this country as much as I can. I pay my taxes. I pay my dues, figuratively as well. I work my ass off to learn the language, to learn the culture, to adapt, to not be an arrogant North American who comes down here and tries to impress my ways upon this culture. I've done everything in my power with my time and energy to absorb the culture and to become one with it. Oh, here's the sun. This is wonderful. So that threw me off my seat a little bit, and thankfully it coincided, and I've said this in a previous video, it coincided with me starting Magic Mind, which is literally formulated to decrease or eliminate stress. And it helped. And it definitely helped. And the irony of this all is whoever did this false report has got bad karma coming back to them, unfortunately. And I've confronted a few neighbors, not in a bad way, but like, why would somebody do this? And like, do you have any idea who would do this? Thinking it was potentially a neighbor, because that's what the police said, but it could have been a figurative neighbor and somebody who subscribes to my channels. But either way, whoever it was has got bad karma coming back to him, which is not something I wish upon anybody, but it's a law of the universe. But the thing is how we compose ourselves in times of stress and struggle. And I apparently was so calm and cool and collected and honest with everything that the police officer who responded to my house has become a friend and has since invited me to his family's house, to his family's restaurant, to take me to see places in Costa Rica I haven't seen yet. So what I thought was potentially a tragedy has turned into a blessing, and I made a really good new friend out of it. And as a result, kind of strengthened my reputation and resolve here to keep doing the work that I'm doing, because apparently it's rubbing somebody the wrong way who is not necessarily a good person. And that's what I like. I like bullying bullies, directly and indirectly. So anyway, I just wanted to comment on that and really reinforce that Magic Mind has been magic for my mind in the 2 weeks that I've been drinking it. I love it, one. I really like the drink. It's something that I would consume if it was not a sponsored drink that I have. It is something that, you know, if I saw it in a store and I saw another type of drink, any drink, I'm talking like water, coconut water, aloe vera, any type of performance drink of any sort, I would choose Magic Mind after knowing the flavor of it and after knowing the benefits. So the point of my video today is anybody that's watching this should definitely look into Magic Mind. This is the final video for the moment, at least in this session, because I finished all the drinks that they sent me. So this is your chance to go to the link in the description. Tobanosuski20 is the code that's going to get you, I think it's something over 50% off on your first 10-day trial of it. And I highly recommend you do the 10 days or at least order like a month's worth, because you're gonna benefit from it. 100% guarantee you are gonna benefit from it. That's not a guarantee coming from them, that's a guarantee coming from me, because I've experienced it. And I've experienced it in such an abnormal situation. It was almost as if it was divinely prepared, or Magic Mind was the one that called. I'm joking. But I think, life presents us with opportunities to grow and learn and to test ourselves constantly. This world we live in is a giant school. And if we're not willing to learn, we won't learn. We will stay concrete in our ignorance. But I am every day dedicating myself here on this farm, cultivating all of these hundreds of flowers and fruits and plants. And that's why I started the video with the flowers, because nothing that you saw in this video so far was here when I moved here. It was flat, open grass. There was nothing growing. There was tons of erosion happening, flooding even, because the water had nowhere to drain when it would rain. And in Costa Rica, Central Pacific Coast, we get my estimate is 10 meters of rain. We get 30 feet of rain every year, and you can look that up. It's ridiculous how much rain. But I have a pool that I don't use currently, and if that pool is empty, within 1 month of rain in rainy season, it fills up completely, and it's like a 4.5 foot pool. So think about that. Extrapolate that to 6 months of rainy season. That is a lot of rain. So it has been so important for me to try to plant all these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful flowers and fruit trees since I've been here, to absorb all of that water and to utilize that water and almost alchemize it, transform it into fruit and food and pollinators and beauty. And it's working. And I wake up on days like this so grateful, because I spend entire week, 4 or 5 hours a day, just tearing up my hands. I've got cuts everywhere. I don't know if you can see all the calluses all over my hands, and ant bites and bug bites and scrapes and scratches. It makes it all easier when I have something like Magic Mind, or I'm making smoothies with all the superfoods, to get me through it energetically, to help repair my immune system, and to get me ready for these tough days of work ahead. So guys, the point is, I'm grateful, and I want you guys to be able to feel the same inner balance and harmony. I've encouraged everyone for years, from my time at Temple Kinesis and before, to exercise and regulate your hormones and your metabolism, to now growing all these superfoods and medicinal herbs, to get our bodies back on track from the inside out. And guys, when life gets spicy like a chili pepper, sometimes we need something that can calm us down and bring us back to earth and bring us back to our oneness and our state of tranquility and peace. And from my experience, real life, real talk, Magic Mind has done that for me in a extra difficult couple of weeks, as far as physical work. Because it's raining so much, the grass grows super quick, probably at least 1 foot per week, literally. So this is something, this little area I cut every week. And look how tall this grass is already, right? That's already 1 foot. And this is an area that I keep a little lower. Imagine the other parts of the property. And I cut it all by hand, by machete, because I don't like using gasoline. So, in weeks like this where I know I have my work cut out for me, as soon as I wake up, 5:30 in the morning, and coffee doesn't necessarily do the job, a shot of Magic Mind pushes me through the day. It complements my coffee, complements my breakfast, gets me prepared to do 3-4 hours of work before I come in and make myself some lunch. And it's really been a benefit for my mind and well-being as well, because as I've said in this video, as I've said in a couple other videos recently, I had an extra stressful situation and input that I did not expect. You know, there's curveballs life throws at us, and this was one of them for me. And thank goodness, thank you Magic Mind, that I had these shots and I was able to really keep my composure and see things from a different perspective than I normally would, especially when I'm just exhausted. My body's, you know, tired, my muscles are breaking down, and all of the sudden, whoop, whoop, these guys roll up on my house. My heart starts going. Anybody's heart would start going, especially when you know you didn't do anything wrong and you're being accused of something. Your mind starts running, and Magic Mind was really able to help me regulate that and see clearly and figure out solutions and just talk, to stay calm, to stay relaxed, and explain not only, you know, who I am and what I do here, but at the same time to have the discernment to ask, why would this happen, and is this legal, and are these people, you know, going to get in trouble for doing this? And the authorities said, don't worry about it. You're a good guy. Actually, they said you're a great guy, which I'm very grateful for. I don't think I'm a great guy. I'm working on it. I would like to be known eventually as a great guy who made a positive impact on society, but right now I'm just doing my best to survive day to day. Oh man, so I showed you, I'm sorry. This is the most exciting thing in my life. These flowers will bloom and close every night. And I showed you earlier in the video, they were just opening, they were still closed, and look how beautiful they are, that little purple on the inside. I love these guys. Anyway, I got sidetracked, I get distracted by the flowers. So I just wanted to check in because I just did my Magic Mind shot. I'm gonna go do a walk around like my 3 acres here. And every morning I literally check on everything that I've planted and worked with the past week, and I speak to these plants like they're humans or like they're animals, like I'm at a animal hotel, but it's all plants. And I've got over 100 species at this point. I think close to 150 species of fruit trees, vegetables, spices, flowers, pollinators of all sorts. And we can interact with these plants. I speak to them as often as I can, literally every day, like I'm about to do right now, and I'm doing currently on video, but I'm about to do the whole extended property. I go around and just talk to them and tell them I'm proud of them, that they're doing good, that I love them. And these things seem to make a difference because not only do they grow really well and nothing seems to die, but when I harvest the food and I give them to friends, my friends always tell me that the flavor is so much more abundant than anything that they can buy in stores or even the little farm stands in town. And they ask me why. And one reason is they're all organic. I don't use any biochemicals at all. I don't use any chemicals on my plants at all. I use ash from burnt wood. I use like a natural fertilizer that comes from the compost that I make on the land. And that's it. And love. And I speak kindness and joy, and I'm grateful. And I think that makes a big difference, not only with plants and animals, but with humans. So to end this video, with all the tumultuous stuff going on in our world right now, and I'm not going to get into specifics of it, but pretty much every country in the world and every region of the world is suffering some type of trauma right now, one way or another. I think it would make a big difference for any of my subscribers or anybody that sees this video outside of Magic Mind, outside of the Jungle Temple, outside of any of this stuff. Just try to be kind to others this weekend. Speak kind words to anybody you come across, any animal you see, any plant or tree you see. It doesn't matter if you look crazy. That's not a bad type of crazy. A bad type of crazy is violence. A bad type of crazy is stealing. A bad type of crazy is hurting other people for your self-gain. I highly encourage everybody that sees this, please, genuinely requesting, any living thing that you interact with within 48 hours of seeing this video, please say something kind and genuine to. Whatever you think you need to say to compliment that being, please do it. Please. I'm like starting to well up inside with tears because the world needs it really badly right now. So thank you guys for subscribing to me and continuing to support me in an array of ways. But the best thing that I could ask you do to help me today is to help the world and help a stranger and just say something nice to somebody. You don't have to buy somebody lunch. You don't have to buy somebody new shoes. You don't have to go above and beyond. Just try to say something kind and nice to somebody you don't know, whether it's a human, an animal, or a plant. So that's my assignment for you guys. I'm going to do it all day. I'm literally going to walk around the property and say nice things to hundreds of plants right now. And then I'm going to town later and giving some of these gifts to friends who I've told about so that they can grow food for their families at home and have better health and better well-being and be a little more self-sustainable than they were before meeting me. So I highly encourage you guys one last time, go out and say something nice to somebody that, you know, might not be able to give you anything back. So thank you for tuning in. Guys, again, one last time, go support yourself by grabbing a discounted package of Magic Mind. And once you start taking it, please find these videos or any video of mine and comment underneath how Magic Mind helped you feel better in any way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, and let me know what your experiences are with Magic Mind, because I'm genuinely curious to know what your experiences are, so you guys know it's not a placebo effect. There's nutrients packed into these little shots that you can't get anywhere else, to be honest. And definitely not all in one place. So please check out Magic Mind in the link below. Get your first order today. Start it up. And as soon as you start feeling the results, please come back to my channel. Tell me how you feel beneath in the comments. Like, subscribe, share. I love you. Go do something nice for somebody today. Thanks.